After 2 years since the Amazing Digital Circus started, it's finally over. The final episode just came out. It came out 2 weeks early for theater viewers. I didn't see it in theaters. I was busy watching the session, but it's out now. And was it good? Yes, it was. It was very good. And I'm going to talk about it in this video. I want to talk about it. It's very good. Before I talk about the final episode, I want to kind of talk about the other 7 that came out. And I want to talk about my thoughts on them when they were coming out, just so you know, like how I've been feeling about the franchise before the finale. When episode 1 came out, at first I didn't think it would be very good, so I watched it like 2 weeks late, and I didn't even watch it fully. I watched MatPat's reaction of it, because I didn't want to be alone for that experience, because I didn't think it would be good. And I remember I was positively surprised. I thought it was quite good, and I was excited for the rest of the season if it came out, because at that time we didn't know if there would be a season at all. But yeah, I remember I really liked it after I watched it, and I give it a chance. And I made a couple shit theories about it on TikTok.
I have a theory about the Amazing Digital Circus. Episode 2. I think Jax is going to be evil. We know that Jax has keys to everywhere, but he shouldn't.
When episode 2 came out, I remember I was pretty into it. I really liked episode 2. I liked where they were going with it. And I was very excited for episode 3 because they teased it as being like set in a haunted house, Evil Dead-esque haunted house, and I really wanted to see that. When episode 3 came out, I was disappointed. This is when I thought the show started getting very formulaic. It was just kind of comedy goes on an adventure with these wacky characters. One of them has a mental breakdown and she has to go and talk to them about it. And that's when the formula of that started showing. I did really appreciate the Evil Dead references and the It references in that episode though. I really liked that. Then when episode 4 came out, I kinda didn't like the show anymore. It was the same formula as the other 2, and I don't know, I didn't like it. I liked the Halloween 3 reference, but that's all. I didn't really like episode 4 at all. And then episode 5 came out, and it was fine. They broke out of their usual formula, and it was fun how they like kind of went into adventures for a couple minutes and went to a new one. There was multiple adventures in one episode, kind of. And I thought that was fun. I enjoyed it. And this is when they started exploring that, oh, maybe Jax isn't just an asshole. Maybe there's more to him. Maybe, I don't know. We don't know yet, but maybe there's something else to him. Ooh, and that was kind of cool. I liked that. Because in the first 4 episodes, I did not like Jax. He was the fan favorite, but I hated him. He annoyed me. He irritated me. I wanted him dead. I wanted to see him abstract. I don't know what number episode we're on now. It should be 9, 8, 7, 6. We're on 6 right now. Episode 6 came out after this. They all get guns. And it was pretty fun. It showed more of Jax, but it kind of felt like nothing really happened in that episode. Because they didn't show anything of Jax. They just said, hey, look, there's something more to him. But we already knew that from the previous episode. This episode felt like nothing, I thought. I did not like this episode. And then 7 came out. 7 was really cool. That's the one where Kane kind of makes a fake game where this little mannequin guy, Abel, would say, hey, there's an exit to the circus. And then, like, he was hoping they wouldn't actually exit, and he'd be like, oh, see, they love Kane. But then they tried actually exiting, and it made Kane mad, and it made everyone else mad, and then everyone was sad. And it was pretty cool, I thought. And they called out a lot of fan theories that previously existed, and that was fun. And then the next one came out, episode 8. Episode 8 I really liked. Kane went evil, and it kind of went full I have no mouth and I must scream, which is why I originally watched episode 1, because I heard it was about I have no mouth and I must scream. So I really liked that. I liked it when he said you don't have to scream if you don't have a mouth. That was really cool. And then Kane died, and that was also pretty fun. I liked that. And now, that's all of the previous episodes before episode 9, the final episode. So, now I'm gonna talk about it. The episode starts with a pretty big reveal. We get the theory confirmed that all of the characters in the circus aren't actually human. They're just AIs built with the humans' brain files, which are brain scans, apparently. So they think they're human. They have all of the memories of being human, but they're not human. And their human self is out living the world. Everyone already kind of predicted this a while ago, but it's fun. I heard some people being like, oh, they shouldn't have revealed it at the start of the episode. They should have had more mystery to it. But I feel like if there's more mystery to something that we already kind of knew and predicted, then that's not fun, I don't think. It just feels like they're building us up to reveal something that we already knew. So what's the point? I like the way they did it. Just saying it at the start of the episode. I thought it was fine. And then Jax just dies. He just gets abstracted off screen, just randomly and abruptly. When I first watched this episode, I thought I accidentally skipped something, or blacked out and missed like a whole scene. But no, he just abstracts randomly off screen. It's very abrupt. There should have been at least a scene of him like glitching out or something that showed he would abstract. Just something. It was very strange the way they did it. I did not like it. And now Pomni has to go into Jax's brain, and I don't really know what her goal is. I think she's trying to unabstract him. I don't really know though. But she goes into his brain. She goes and hugs the evil abstraction monster, and she like enters his brain basically. And we basically see how he feels about every character and what he would do if they abstract. If Gangle abstracted, the world would turn into like a Looney Tunes thing. If Zubo abstracted, something weird would happen. Let me tell you, weird. If Ragath abstracted, he would become pretty creepy, like a murderer or something. He would try strangling Pomni. And then after we see this, we see into his past. We see his memories with Ribbit. And this is the highlight of the episode, I think. It starts with him entering the circus and meeting the cast that existed back then, which was Kinger, Ragatha, Ribbit, and Kaufma. And he's scared at first. He thinks he looks stupid, because he does. And he becomes friends with Ribbit. And they're just the best of friends. They're also friends with Kaufma, but not as much. Kaufma kind of becomes a third wheel. But Jax and Ribbit are just best friends. Until one day. In Ribbit's room, Jax like kind of opens up to her. He tells her his past. He tells her and the audience about how he kind of maybe accidentally killed his mom in the real world. And that's why he doesn't want to leave the circus, because he's scared of going back to maybe he killed his mom. And then Ribbit kind of just tells him it'll be okay, and they have a nice little moment. And she puts her bow on his head, hinting at his femininity. And then Kaufma appears. Kinda. He just knocks at the door, and it makes Jax scared. And he runs away, and for the next couple days, he kind of just blocks her off. He refuses to talk to her. They get in a big fight over it at the little snow place. And then the next day, Ribbit is dead. Ribbit has abstracted. And Jax kind of just becomes an asshole after this. And he starts bullying everyone. He names Gangle, and he's just the worst now. And then Kaufmo tells him about the exit. Jax calls him crazy, and then Kaufmo dies. And Jax is not doing good. And then Pomni joins. And Jax still isn't doing great. And that's when we cut back to the present. And Pomni is talking to the real Jax in Jax's mind. And Jax is about to die. And it's just very sad. He says, "I don't want to go," while crying. And that part made me tear up when watching it. That was sad. I didn't like that. And then he dies. It's over. He's fully abstracted. The Jax episode that everyone's saying is, oh, it's too much Jax. He's gone now. We're only halfway through the episode and he's gone. He died at the start, but he's gone now. This is not a Jax episode. He is gone. He is dead. And now we get some Kane stuff. Because somehow Kane is back. He's alive again. And I don't understand how. I don't know why he's alive again. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why he's alive. And you see some flashbacks of him creating the circus and bringing Mike Dobby into the world. But it wasn't clear that it was a flashback. And it seems like everyone was confused because they didn't know it was a flashback. And I didn't know it was a flashback either when I watched it. And then Kane starts talking to himself about what he learned. Because apparently the audience is too dumb to understand what he learned.
I was irresponsible. I turned them.
I really don't like the Kane stuff in this episode, if you can't tell. And then somehow, he goes back to the circus with all of the characters. And he basically makes peace with them. But he doesn't have the power to create anymore because he threw away the blue AI. So what's even the point? He can't create anything, he can't help them anymore. He can't unabstract anyone. So now he's just here for some reason. Also, Bubble's gone now. That's interesting. I think this confirms that Bubble was the blue AI. Because after he threw away the blue AI, Bubble disappeared. So that's fun. I was right. Bubble was the blue AI. I am so incredibly intelligent. Ignore the 3 Jax is Evil videos I made. And then Kane tells all of the characters about who they are in the real world. And they're all somehow successful, which is probably unrealistic. At least one of these guys have to end up homeless or something, but apparently not, I guess. Everyone's successful, everyone's happy. And then all of the funny characters in the circus kind of build the circus and make it a better place. And then the episode ends. And there's a funny moment here. I don't know what they're saying here, but all of the all-seeing eye pictures are gone now. And they're replaced with the Netflix logo. Netflix replaced the all-seeing eye. I feel like they're saying something about Netflix probably. They're still working with Netflix because this was also released on Netflix, so I don't know what they're saying, but they're probably saying something with that, I think. I don't know. I wanted to point that out though, because that's weird. So, my thoughts on this episode. I really like the Jax stuff. I think the Jax and Ribbit stuff is the highlight of the episode. I think it's the best part of the episode. It's the part that made me sad. And I think that part of the episode is just great, I think. Very good, I think. I think the Kane stuff is dumb. I think Kane should have just stayed dead, because it doesn't make sense for him to come back to life. And he doesn't do anything when he's back. He can't do anything, so what's the point of him being there? All the characters have figured out how to build stuff now. He can't build stuff anymore. So what's the point of him existing? I don't like it. I think Kane should have stayed dead. But everything else is great in this episode. I liked this episode. Pomni and Jax should be added as survivors in Dead by Daylight. But those are my thoughts. I think the first half is really good. Second half kind of sucks. And now it's over. The Amazing Digital Circus is over. Now we have nothing until the Gaslight District maybe gets a whole season. My dog just ran in the room. We also have Gameoverse, but I haven't seen the first episode, and I don't really care. But we have nothing now. Unless they make a season 2. Will they make a season 2? I don't know. I think they opened it up for a season 2. Because new people can probably still enter the circus. They never stop that from happening. So season 2 could just follow a new character entering the circus. Maybe they could figure out how to unabstract characters, since they're still keeping the abstracted people. And the blue AI shouldn't be dead, it's probably still somewhere. So I feel like a season 2 could happen with all of those things. But will it? I don't think so. Mainly because of Gooseworks. Gooseworks kind of got mauled by her fan base and kicked off the internet. And it seems like she's kind of done with the Amazing Digital Circus. So I doubt she's gonna make a season 2. And Glitch could technically make a season 2 without her, but I don't think that works. I feel like you need her to make a season 2 with it still being good. So I don't think there's gonna be season 2. And if there is, it's not gonna be good because it's not gonna have Gooseworks. So that kind of sucks. The Amazing Digital Circus is over. It's done. It's all over. And now there's nothing but silence. It's all over. It's all over. And goodbye.